So I noticed something very interesting the other day. How do you fucking break this in? First off, my apologies. I'm going to be using at least one offensive slur throughout this video, and I apologize for that. I don't like it, but it's what we're talking about, and we're all adults, hopefully, here, and this is what we're here to have a fucking conversation about. So here we go. Here we go, everybody. Yay! So there's this comic book called Kickass. It was created by the Scottish comic book writer Mark Millar. Mark Millar, I'm not sure how to pronounce his name, and I've never bothered to figure it out. I've heard lies on either side. And the other creator on that book is John Romita Jr., who I do think is a fucking incredible artist. I love his work. Not this particular book. This particular book I've never liked. Maybe you know Kick-Ass from the movie, but I know it from the comic book that came first. And the comic book is one of the most, toxically edgelordy pieces of shit I've ever tried to read. I just really dislike it. I don't really care for Mark Millar as a writer. I find most of his books borderline unreadable, though he does weirdly have one or two, I will admit, great ideas in every story. It's just like picking Skittles out of a fucking pool of diarrhea. So one of the things I used to make fun of the comic Kick-Ass for was the fact that the protagonist uses a homophobic slur. His opening line is a superhero. When we're first introduced to the character of Kick-Ass, and Kick-Ass is problematic all over the fucking place. It's about a rich white kid who basically beats up poor ethnic stereotypes, all of whom speak with weird syntaxed English. All the white people talk very cleanly and normally, and all the ethnic people, they got them crazy accents. And Mark Millar being Scottish, it all has a very false, artificial feel to it, like somebody who's learned how to write about America by watching really shitty TV shows. Man, I could go on for hours, and I have gone on for hours about the problems with Kick-Ass and what's wrong with it and why I think it's racist, and I think it's intentionally racist, but also, as in a way to mock racism, but I think there's also problematic shit in it that the writer himself is not aware that he's doing. But if I fucking get into this is gonna be fucking 7 hours long, and I just want to talk about the first fucking thing that shows up when Kick-Ass first comes onto the scene. He sees fucking 3 kids doing graffiti. Which, by the way, man, that's how you're trying to get me on your fucking side in your comic book, is being anti-graffiti? Graffiti is a fucking art form just like comic books are. It's just fucking innate. It's fucking innate. Anyways, so Kick-Ass, in his fucking fancy costume, walks up to these 3 kids who are doing spray painting. And Kick-Ass, there's a little narration. He's like, what am I going to say? What's my cool opening line? I got to think of real cool. What's the coolest opening line? So these guys doing graffiti, they see Kick-Ass, and one of them says, what the fuck are you looking at? And that's when we get the line, 3 homos making a mess. 3 homos making a mess. This character's opening line, his I'm Batman, is a homophobic slur. It was trying to do something in its time, I'm fucking sure. But even at its time when it came out, I read it and was like, this is fucking terrible, man. And the book never confronts it. It never, does a, whoa, maybe I was wrong in the way that I thought. It's just not. Anyways, you like that kind of thing? That's fucking great for you. You're watching the wrong fucking channel right now, because you're not gonna like me. Anyway, in the comic shop the other day, I'm telling somebody about this. I'm like, fucking Kick-Ass, man. Let me tell you something about the first appearance of Kick-Ass and the shit he says to some people. Because we're just talking shit about comic books that are shitty. So I grab the graphic novel off the shelf, and I open it to the page to show this guy. And when I go to show him the scene, in the newest edition, Kick-Ass doesn't call them homos anymore. He calls them assholes. They fucking changed it in the new editions. Somewhere, somebody along the lines, probably with the movie being out, was like, holy shit, man, this thing might actually become a pop culture phenomenon. Maybe we should take out the part where the character uses homophobic slurs for no fucking reason whatsoever. Which is, I'm really fucking divided on this. Obviously, on one level, that's the right thing to, hey, we want to sell more books. That's it, man. At the end of the day, we did this so we could sell more copies of this book. If taking that out helps us sell more copies, if it makes it more fucking approachable, On a bottom line level, like, go fuck yourself. It makes sense. And on another level, you fucking cowards. You fucking bullshit cowards. You just couldn't fucking stand by your own fucking toxic bullshit. You thought you were so fucking clever, and then when the fucking bottom line changed, you were like, maybe we should change that. Maybe in the years going past. It's just one of those fucking bullshit things of, dude, when this book came out, we fucking knew that that wasn't fucking cool. So you, in 2023 or whenever this fucking new edition came out, 2022 or whatever, it's fucking bullshit, man. It's fucking bullshit. It's some weak ass fucking bullshit. Like, hey, why don't you go back and change all the fucking racist shit then, huh? Why don't you go back and change every fucking slur and fucking negative thing that was said by a character? Why don't you take all the blood out and replace it with fucking butterflies, and then you can sell this book to fucking 10-year-old little kids if you fucking want? What's the fucking point, man? Anyway, that's a book I don't like. And that's a thing about a book I don't like. And that's a thing they changed about that I didn't like about a book I didn't like. And I still don't like it. So I guess there's no fucking winning with me, is there? Fuck, man. There's no way to fucking get a victory out of this guy. This guy just fucking hates shit. Kickass fucking sucks, man. Because it's poorly written. Mark Miller, it's a question of taste. I will say the point back in the early 2000s when I grew sick of Mark Miller was when I noticed that all of his characters have the exact same voice. There was a point where Wolverine and Colossus were talking to each other, and you could have swapped their fucking word balloons, and there was nothing about the way those characters were speaking that made it unique to them, even though one of them had grown up in Russia, and you would think that would affect the syntax of how you would structure his sentences and just how they would talk. After reading a bunch of Garth Ennis comics where everybody has very strong accents and you could always tell exactly who's talking, that's when I fucking noticed that I wasn't really a big Mark Miller guy. And then all the racism and homophobia as punchlines attempting to be like, whoa man, I'm so woke I can use the N-word. It's that kind of fucking thing. Anyways, that's the thing I don't like about it. Thing I don't like. Kick ass. Suck my ass. Fuck it. Assholes. What was I talking about? Anyway. Life. Man, fucking life. What you gonna do?